the public, the markets, the Congress, the White House, take your pick, hold exaggerated beliefs about what the Federal Reserve can actually accomplish? You know, mission creep is one thing, and you've been asked to creep your mission for sure. Giving a mission possible is something rather different. So what do you think about that?
You know, I think we do have this precious grant of independence, and that really means that we need to stay in our lane and just do those things that Congress assigns us to do. If we're going to roam all over the landscape, then we shouldn't be independent. We should be part of the elected branch of government. So that means we stick to our knitting, I would say. We do have, though, we have tools that can be used in the financial system only in emergency situations, such as the global financial crisis of a decade ago, such as the pandemic. And those tools can only be used now with the approval of the Secretary of the Treasury. This is under statute passed by Congress. This is under Dodd-Frank. So we do use those tools, and they're very powerful, but they have quite a limited use. And again, only to be used in unusual and exigent circumstances with the permission of the Treasury Secretary, who of course is part of the administration. So I think we need to stress, and we try to stress all the time, that we have tools that we can use, but they're not for general times. Particularly now, what I would say is that the tools that we're using now are lending tools, not spending tools. So we don't have the ability to make grants of money to particular groups of people, no matter how directly they're affected by, or companies affected by the pandemic. That is a job for elected officials who control spending and taxation. It's not a job for appointed officials like us. So there is a need to underscore the limits of our powers, although our authorities are very strong. And at a time like this, you're seeing how strong they can be.
One of the ways to draw a line between lending and spending, as you just put it, is to make, let me say, only loans that will be paid back. We might say with 100% certainty, if there was such a thing in the world. That's generally been a dictum of the Fed. You've been directed during the pandemic, not you personally, the Fed has been directed to make loans in places where the Fed has not gone before, and maybe they're not 100% guaranteed to pay back. Do you see that as this? I was talking a minute ago about mission creep or mission impossible or something like that. Does that kind of thing worry you?
You know, this is an emergency of a nature that we haven't really seen before. And at the beginning of this, my colleagues and I really saw that we needed to be using our tools to their fullest extent, that it would be very hard to explain to the public why we would hold back from doing that at a time when we saw the 50-year low in unemployment turn into an 80, 90-year high in unemployment in the space of 60 days. We saw the economies around the world shutting down, and I think we felt called to do what we could. And so we crossed a lot of red lines that had not been crossed before. And I'm very comfortable that this is that situation in which you do that, and then you figure it out afterward.